Hey guys, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, a like, please subscribe, and give me a comment. This is lemonade, half water with chia seeds. And I'm going to stir the chia seeds up. You're supposed to put the chia seeds in to let them soak a little bit, like half an hour. See the way that it's getting like some kind of foamy stuff around it. And that's supposed to make your gut slippery to clean out your stomach. So it's good for you. Think about it. They taste good. I like them. Very refreshing. This is like a very popular Mexican thing. Hey guys, Sleep Grandma here. We're listening to Deep Healing Energy by Spirit Tribe Awakening. Beautiful music. Kind of like ghostly floating. I love it. I wanted to talk to you guys about the continuing to stay in the middle and how important it is. Ew. That was a little glitch there, but that's fine. I'm going to leave it in. I paused because, I really want to stress the importance of the example we're setting for our children. Because, when you are trying to prove a point, we see red and we start yelling and screaming, and the kids are just like watching us and they don't know what's going to happen next. And it's very, very scary for them. And, having been in that situation, I never even considered the kids, because I was too busy, like, trying to make my point, trying to, whatever. And, I thought it was affecting me and it wasn't affecting them. Of course, I would send them to the room. But one of my daughters tells me that she used to run in the closet and hide in her big bear. It's just really sad, but I'm just saying that the kids, they have to watch this stuff, and they watch us to know that they're okay. So it's really important that we keep a balance. Try not to go to extremes. Anything in extreme is dangerous, you get too much red in there and it's just like, oh my God, too much anger sets off the whole balance. And excuse me, everything just goes wacko, everything is just messed up when it just, the anger is just, when it's, anger, when it's passion that's guided correctly, it can be a great force of energy. But when it's not guided correctly, it can be very, very destructive. You know that. And these poor kids, they're watching you and they're saying, God, when I'm teaching children in preschool and they fall down, I'm so sorry. They fall down and they look at me in the face, and I tell them, you're okay, you're all right. And they were just about to cry, but once I tell them they're all right, they pop up and just keep on playing. Why? Because they say, okay, well, if Miss Debbie says we're all right, then we're all right. Okay? And that's what our children do with us. They look at us to see how they should react. They look at us, and when they see us screaming and yelling all the time and throwing a fit, and they have either two reactions: or they'll mimic us and start acting a fool too, or they'll be terrified. They'll get scared to even move, because God forbid, if I do something wrong, I'm going to get my ass kicked. Or, I'm going to be in trouble. And then we wonder why we why when they grow up, they're so afraid to do anything. You know, they're so afraid to make a mistake that they're paralyzed. And we sit here going, well, I don't understand why so-and-so's this way, because, she wasn't raised that way or he wasn't raised that way. No, actually, that's your fault, because you always had them on pins and needles. You had them like walking through a bomb field, They didn't know what to do. They never knew when that other shoe was going to drop. And so they were terrified. And then now as adults, they're terrified too. And that's just a shame, because, they can be like, God, in their late 30s, and still feel that fear of, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. That's just horrifying. So it's so important. It's so important to stay in the middle and keep our moods reasonable moods, reasonable actions. And if that means taking medication, so be it. If the doctor says that you have to take a medication to stay stable, oh well. You owe it to your children to do so. You owe it to your children. Now, I wanted to talk about, too, denial. When you deny you have a problem, everybody else knows you have a problem. Denying it is not going to make it go away, okay? Denying the problem and saying it's everybody else's fault because they make you mad, that is not the solution, okay? Everybody knows you're acting a fool. So by saying, I'm not acting a fool, or I don't remember it that way, that doesn't change it. Now, I know these are difficult topics to discuss for certain people, but hey, it is what it is, man. Living in denial never helped anyone. I know a lot of people very close to me that live in extreme denial, and they want us, the rest of us that are around them, to co-sign their bullshit, and I'm not doing that. I am not going to be doing that. No way. Why? Why won't I do that? Because I care enough about that person to not enable them. Tell you the truth, I care enough about that person to not enable bad behavior. I don't enable bad behavior. I don't condone bad behavior. And I don't allow myself bad behavior. Because when someone comes to me and says, hey, you hurt my feelings when you said this, you hurt my feelings when you said that, I apologize and I correct it. I don't just say I'm sorry and then do it again next time. I apologize and then correct it. Now, do I do it again unknowingly? Maybe, but I tell that person, I say, hey, let me know if I do that again, because I don't want to hurt you. I would be doing you a disservice if I told you that denial was helpful in any way. What is. And the sooner we acknowledge it, the better. I mean, you're halfway there if you just acknowledge it. Now, just because you're not on medication doesn't mean you don't need medication. When you have a radical behavior, you might want to consider taking medication. When you can't help but feel extremely nervous all the time, then you need to either work some steps, get some therapy, or get on a medication. But a medication, and if that medication doesn't work, get on another one. And if that doesn't work, then do some cognitive behavior, whatever it takes. But we don't want to pass on the pain to our children, okay? They look to us for security. They admire us. They love us. They want us to be well. So let's do them let's, push our pride aside, and do what we know is right for our children. You know what? When I was a little girl, I remember that in the Kingdom Hall, because I was raised Jehovah's Witness, they would tell us that we had to love God first. And I always felt so guilty because I loved my mom more than I loved God, you know. I adored my mom, you know. And I was always kind of like in conflict of that feeling because I felt like I was doing something wrong, but I just adored her. And I think that that's the way for most children it is, you know. To them, we're gods. You know, what we do and say is like, you know, law. And when we do and say violence to them, you know, they are baffled, they're terrified, they feel less than, of course. They feel like something must be wrong with them, that, you know, we can't love them. And it just goes on to a bunch of feelings. So that's why it's important for us to really check ourselves and really put things in the right perspective, the way we want them presented to our child. They're counting on us, guys. You know, being a parent is the most important job in the world. And I feel horrible that, you know, I didn't realize the dysfunction we were in, and I really should have removed them from that environment. So that's why I'm telling this to you, okay? That's why I'm admitting this, and I'm passing on this knowledge to you, because continuing to try to look good in front of you or whatever, you know, like most people won't tell you the truth because they want to look good. That's not going to help you. The fact that I look good and you know, put this phony front is not going to help you. I'm hoping, I'm praying that's, you know, maybe my my ignorance can help somebody else, admitting that, hey, you know what, if I could do it again, I would totally do it differently. I would do it again, you know, I would, but I don't have that chance, unfortunately, but you do. Especially when there's alcohol and drugs involved, but not always, you know, not always. Sometimes a person just is mentally unstable, you know, sometimes a person doesn't have to drink, doesn't have to do drugs, and they can still be crazy. So come on now. Let's not all attribute it to, oh, you know, it's because he was drinking last night or she was drugging last night. So no. A lot of times something is just wrong that has to be corrected. Sometimes people have emotional traumas that have nothing to do with you, but they'll absolutely take it out on you and the children. Don't let that happen. Get yourself out of harm's way. You have a right to get yourself out of harm's way. So I just want to say, you know, stay in the middle, man. You know, when we go to extremes with stuff, it's always bad. Extreme religion is bad. Extreme eating is bad. Extreme exercise is bad. Anything in extreme is bad. And so is anger, depression, sadness. Partying all the time is bad too, you know. We have to keep a balance. We have to keep a balance. And realize that, you know, everything has its place and everything has its time. Keep yourself in balance, guys, so you can have a little bit of everything. Of course, in life, we're going to have a little, you know, moments. There's always going to be moments of, you know, anger. There's going to be moments of sadness. There's going to be moments of joy or at least contentment. And hopefully we can make beautiful memories for our children. Now I know that we have to clean our houses, we have to wash our clothes, we have to certain things have to be done, but to be compulsively clean when you have children is not a good thing either. And usually you do it to show off to people. Okay? Oh, look, I have 4 kids and the house is impeccable. You know, my mom used to say that I don't know if I mentioned this in another video or not, but she used to brag about the fact that she had 4 children and she had white carpets, and the white carpets were always clean. Now, I don't remember those white carpets because I guess I was really little, but I bet you anything that she must have put us through hell to keep those carpets white. How can you have white, clean carpets when you have 4 kids? Come on now. Children are children. What's more important, a white carpet or your children feeling comfortable at home and not growing up awkward like we all turned out all awkward and weird? It's just not worth it, guys. Get your priorities straight. Get your priorities straight, man. And drinking alcohol all the time, that's not good. That's not good, man, because let me tell you, it leads you down a road that, and I know all of us didn't think we would ever go down that road, but we did. We ended up down that road, and it wasn't pretty. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys got something out of my rambling. I'm just trying to help, that's all. All right, guys, much love, and talk to you next time. And you know I had to add something. You know, guys, if I don't care if the person is the child's parent, if a parent's being unreasonable and getting out of hand, you need to step in. You need to step in. Some people, you know, they hit their kids, give them black eyes and all that stuff. You need to step in because you know that's wrong. If you're an aunt or an uncle and you see that a child's being abused or mistreated, man, get in there. It's better that you speak up instead of have the child end up dead. I really recommend that you watch the documentary on Netflix of what's this little boy's name? Hernandez. Gabriel Hernandez. Yeah, I'm not kidding, man. It's really very traumatic how a lot of people stood by and just didn't want to not be nice. Oh, well, you know, it's really none of our business. No. Step in there, man. Step in there. And if the police don't pay attention to you, step in there. But I'm saying as a parent, if you see that their dad is acting an ass, step in there. If you see that mom's acting like an ass, step in there, man. Don't let it happen. It's not their fault. Don't let them be in harm's way. You want to make good times for the kids. You really want to create. Home is supposed to be a sanctuary, a soft place to lay. Let's make sure it stays that way by staying in the middle. Staying right there in the middle where things are good. Things are peaceful. Things are beautiful, like this thing that I'm making is beautiful, multicolored, beautiful. Just can't stress that enough, guys, how important it is. Why? Because I've been there. And unfortunately, so were my girls. So, much love to you guys. Please give this some serious thought. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening and watching.